Hello students, this is CA Pragnesh Kanabar, Senior Audit Faculty at CA Final and CA Inter level, recording the amendments for May 22, and this is going to be a video in 100% English, complete English language, alright. But basic English will be spoken, so don't worry about it. Now, May 22 final CA students were requesting that, sir, can we have one consolidated list and a proper assurance about all the amendments that are applicable to us and the important areas that we are supposed to focus upon. Correct. I'm not a professor who believes in ABC analysis, but obviously for amendments things are very critical in exams, and that is why students need to be given complete clarity about how their modules have changed and what are the amendments in May 22. So this, I'm going to ensure that I keep this video short, crisp, alright, and everything is covered over here. Also, we are going to cover the discussion on RTP May 22, so please ensure that you go through this video completely. Fine. So this document contains brief synopsis of all the amendments that are applicable for May 22 and what has changed in the May 22 module in comparison to the May 21 module which was appearing on the ICA website. Alright, so the recording is from my house. It is a late night recording on students' demand. So I've been working a lot. So please do not go on my appearance and stuff. Just go on my content. Alright, okay. So when it comes to part 1 of the syllabus, that is auditing standards, I call it as part 1 of the syllabus. Correct. Over there, how many chapters are there in the module which are dealing with auditing standards? Chapter 1, 2, 3, 6 and the auditing pronouncement. There are no changes over there. This is in comparison to the May 21 module. Alright, no changes over there, so relax on that part. Of course you have to study. I am just talking about the amendments part. Now part 2, professional ethics. Alright, so professional ethics, which is chapter 18 of the module, concept of no CLAR has been added, but I do not think that there will be too many questions on that, because just now recently there was a notification saying that no CLAR will be pushed back to the next year, but that's okay. Non-compliance with laws and regulations, it stays, very much stays in the attempt of May 22. Maybe again we may not see this concept in November 22, but it stays in the attempt of May 22. Correct. So amendment video of no CLAR, what is no CLAR, non-compliance with laws and regulations, what are our requirements with respect to that, that is there in our YouTube channel, the Audit Academy. We already have an amendment video. All right, and I have just given you the page number of the May 22 module so that it is easy for you to sort out. Yes sir. All right. Now when it comes to part 3 of the syllabus, that is company audit, I always divide syllabus into 4 parts. Part 1 standards, part 2 professional ethics, part 3 company audit, and part 4 special audit assignments and other chapters. So when it comes to part 3 company audit, that is chapter 5 of the module. Basically Companies Amendment Act 2020 and few circulars issued by MCA have been incorporated over here. Major changes are into these sections. Alright, where some punishments have been revised, auditors duty to report, there have been some reporting requirements which have been added. Alright, basically these were given in December 21 RTP and now incorporated in May 22 module. So you will anyways find a December 21 RTP amendment video on my YouTube channel. Alright, so this is the link. If you can just copy paste this link, then also things are done. Now CARO 2020, obviously it has been made applicable from May 22 attempt onwards. So I took a live batch for CARO 2020 and it was attended by students at large, and all the queries and doubts were resolved. So it's a very detailed lecture of CARO 2020. Video along with notes is available on my app, because there were so many sensitive discussions and names of the students were taken, so I cannot upload the full video on YouTube, but video along with notes is on my app. Alright, yes, okay. And where to find that app, the Audit Academy app from Play Store, I've given the links at the end of the document, but a short video has been uploaded on YouTube which will give you the details. If you go to the description of that video, you will get the notes also, you will get the video also, and trust me, you will get some quality discussions over there. Alright, because it was a live session where students' doubts were also addressed. Now I hope that FR professor, already your FR professors would have told you about Schedule 3 amendment. Now that's I will not call it as amendment also, because it has been more than 1 year now. So 24th March 2021 MCA notification, where there were major changes in the preparation of financial statements as per Ind AS Division 2 of Schedule 3. So I hope that you would have gone through this particular notification. I have printed the link of that. Of course, it is to be done with your FR syllabus. There are videos on YouTube of FR professors explaining these amendments nicely, and I really respect those professors for doing this job. Alright. Part 4, special audit assignments and other chapters. Alright. Now, normally students are not well prepared with this particular part, but anyways, we do it nicely in our discussion of the lectures also. But I'll give you topic by topic discussion. The brief of the changes. Chapter 4, special aspects of auditing in automated environment. There is absolutely no change, so relax on that part. Relax means you have to study, obviously. You can go to the study material section of my app. The links are there after this table. So you can go to the study material section of my app. You will find some useful notes over there. Not my whole book, but obviously some useful notes which can help you for some irritating topics. Chapter 7, Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. Be careful. Over here, SEBI LODR updates by SEBI in their LODR listing obligation disclosure requirements have been included. Basically, there are some changes in the reporting timelines and disclosure requirements of high value debt entity as per updates in SEBI LODR. Full video along with discussion on the complete chapter of Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. It's available in my app, and download links of the app are given at the end of this table. Alright, so you can get good notes also, and those notes are also enough, and you can go ahead and see some video also on Audit Committee and Corporate Governance. Again, it's on my app, not on my YouTube channel. Alright, then we have this Audit of CFS, no change over there. Audit of Banks CS, quite a few paragraphs have changed when it comes to Audit of Banks. These are not major amendments as such, but yes, what they have done is content correction in some areas. Alright, so applicability for Ind AS for banks, it is given clearly in the module that Ind AS applicability has been deferred for banks and still it is under consultation. Then they have just added one point on what is the information to be shared by the bank with the auditor for auditing in automated environment. I have given module page number references. These are very basic points, but obviously if you have doubts, then there is a chat box in my app where you can send the screenshot of the paragraph which you are not understanding, and I'll resolve your doubts rather than me elongating this video. I believe in doing a lot of work through the notes so that students don't have to spend too much time in front of the screen, and I try to keep my videos short. Alright, so we have this page number 9.10, paragraph number 4.1 over there. Then we have page 9.12, paragraph 4.2, where risk-based internal audit has been given, but that anyways is covered under internal audit chapter, but they have also given it separately over here. Just 4-point paragraph has been added, which can be your 4 marks question. Alright, then this check clearing systems, some content correction has been done. So earlier the content was there, but it was a little raw content, so some content correction has been done over there. Alright, then we have this paragraph 7 on Audit of Assets. Again, how to audit cash balance with RBI, balance with other banks. That content correction has been done. Similarly, content correction has been done when you're conducting audit of investments, how to physically verify the investments. Audit of advances, I would request that you should go through that once. Especially the NPA points. Alright, so they've included some good content correction points over there. Earlier module there was a point of corporate debt restructuring which has gone now, and there is one basic point of restructured advances which they have put, and it is a very simple point. In fact, in the earlier module it was difficult. This point is very simple, where the borrower applies for restructuring, then what are the points to be taken into consideration by the bank. So please ensure that you are reading these page number references. Content has been given nicely. If there is any doubt or if you're not understanding any paragraph, please send it to me on the chat box of the app and I'll do it. But download the Audit of Banks module of May 22 and just go through these page numbers, and you will find the content in bold paragraph over there. Alright, and page number 9.41, 9.42, audit of various items, CASA, current account, saving account and term deposits, how to audit. Only some little bit content correction has been done and they have refined it. Alright, audit report requirements, page number 9.50 and 51. See, basically whatever are the amendments incorporated by Companies Amendment Act 2020 and MCA circulars which are increasing the reporting requirements, under section 143 subsection 3, which is anyways covered in my December 21 RTP video, that those same amendments are also applicable for audit of banks, because even in audit report of banks we are supposed to be worried about section 143 subsection 3. So it looks like amendment, but actually when you are done with company audit anyways this is covered. All right, okay. Then long form audit report LFAR, I would want you to read that properly. Long form audit report additional reporting requirement, you will find this over here, additional reporting requirement to RBI LFAR, the paragraph over there. For scope of concurrent audit, students be careful, page number 9.54, scope of concurrent audit. Over here there are some changes. Let me just give you a brief of the changes. In earlier module it was about coverage of the branches and of the branches of the bank defined for concurrent audit, whereas in this particular module they have said that the scope of concurrent audit, how many branches to cover, will be left at the discretion of the bank. So that's a little bit major change. Similarly, when it comes to appointment of concurrent auditor, please refer this page number 9.57 of the module. I'm talking about the May 22 module. Yes, even if the students have attempts later on but had taken lectures earlier, so it is better to go through the May 22 module and incorporate these things. Anyways, for my in-house students I have shared my revised PDF of audit of banks. All right, and for all the students, if you're not understanding any page number, any paragraph reference from here, or if you're not clear with any any para, please send that screenshot in the chat box of the app and I will try my level best to reply. If you do not get reply from me within 24 hours, 48 hours or so, then please do send a reminder, correct? But I've already done the work of highlighting the paragraphs exactly where there are changes, and only 1122 lines are there, so you can go through that and you will be done with that. Audit of insurance company, broadly there is no change when it comes to audit of insurance company in comparison to May 21 module. Audit of NBFC also there are no changes. However, only this CARO 2020 clauses have been incorporated. There are a couple of clauses in CARO which deal with NBFC, but that when you're done with my CARO video anyways it is covered over there. Listen to me. When it comes to NBFC, please ensure that you are thoroughly just revising all the numerical limits. This is not some amendment. This is just a tip from my side, or just think that I'm worried about you. So please ensure that you are revising all the numerical limits properly in case of NBFCs. Now, audit under fiscal laws has seen a major change. Obviously, audit under indirect tax laws is removed anyways. GST audit is just a nominal thing now left in the practical life. So audit under indirect tax laws removed. You have only audit under direct tax laws in May 22 attempt, and updated notes are available along with some brief discussion. So those notes are enough, don't worry. Updated notes are available in the study material section of my app. All right, okay. Then when it comes to audit of PSU, they've included again the relevant discussion of CARO 2020 which can impact propriety elements under CARO. Let me just tell you in one line what is propriety elements. Whenever auditor is supposed to check the business decisions whether it is in the best interest of the entity or not, that means we are checking the propriety of business conduct. That means whether the decisions were taken in the best interest of the entity or not. So they have pointed out the clause numbers of under CARO 2020 where auditor has been asked to check whether the decision has been taken in the best interest of the entity or not, and that is why this point 9.3 becomes important for your MCQs and also for brief answers, and this is the page number. All right, yes. Liabilities of auditor, no change. Anyways, the important part in liabilities of auditor are the last few pages of the module where they have given the section references. Internal management and operation audit, no change. Investigation, due diligence, forensic audit, no change. Peer review, yes. Peer review, major change. Earlier it was peer review statement 2020, but now it is peer review statement 2021, and May 22 attempt is going to be the first attempt where we may see the questions on statement on peer review 2021. Alright, yes, and the amended video for this is already there on my YouTube channel. Notes are also available on my app. For quality review, don't worry, there are no major changes. For quality review, do not worry, there are no major changes. Alright, so this is your chapter wise consolidated list of the changes that are applicable, the changes that you need to focus upon if you are a May 22 student. You can take out maybe 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours or so, and you can go through these changes or incorporate them at least in your revision part. And these are my app download links for the students who are not on our app, but I don't want to waste even a single minute in advertisements and stuff. It is available in the description of the video also on YouTube. Alright, as I told you, we will also incorporate RTP discussion. In RTP, normally we have academic updates first and then we have the questions, but here we do not have academic updates because Institute, I think, now has adopted the practice of giving the revised module itself. So we do not have academic updates separately. Alright. Okay. Because anyways, they have given attempt wise module. Now let us look at this question. So this particular case study based scenario. Now how do you solve case study based scenario? The first thing that you should do is straight away look at the questions that have been asked. Yes, so when I look at the questions, bank, NPA, alright, assets reconstruction, professional misconduct, 5 questions, fine, for this case study. That means we are going to get some questions on Audit of Banks and CA Act 1949. Alright, I mean your professional ethics, so you'll be very happy with that if such kind of case study is asked in the exams, huh? Naughty people doing only professional ethics. So look at this part A, multiple choice questions, first case scenario 1. So let us look at this. Messrs. JKL and Associates Chartered Accountants were acting as statutory auditor of Messrs. IBS Bank Limited. During the statutory audit for the relevant financial year, the following observations were made. Interest income included the following: 5 lakh relating to a short-term crop loan where installment was overdue for one crop season. When it comes to agricultural advances, in case of NPA, long-term loans, long-term crop loans, if it is overdue for one crop season, then NPA. For short-term loans, it is overdue for 2 crop seasons, then it is NPA. So this will not be regarded as NPA over here. 7 lakh relating to an advance guaranteed equally by Government of India and Government of Tamil Nadu where the installment was due for more than 6 months. Alright. So 7 lakh relating to an advance guaranteed by central government. So 3.5 lakh is guaranteed by central government, whereas the other 3.5 lakh is guaranteed by state government. We don't consider the state government guarantee as a sovereign guarantee. We consider central government guarantee as a sovereign guarantee. So 7 lakh will not be 3.5 lakh will not be treated as NPA over here. However, there is no exception for income recognition. When assets are treated as NPA, there are 2 impacts. One is the income accrued but not realized must be fully provided for, and then there is a provision on the amount of asset. So although this 7 lakh rupees interest income technically is not out of this 7 lakh, 3.5 lakh is not NPA, alright, because it is guaranteed by central government, still the interest needs to be fully provided for. Alright, and look at this, overdue for more than 6 months. So obviously it has fulfilled the criteria of NPA. 3.5 lakh which is guaranteed by central government, okay, I say that we don't tag it as NPA for asset provisioning, but this is income amount. Income needs to be fully provided for. Now look at this, the first MCQ. What is the correct amount of interest which the bank should account? 5 lakh rupees it can account because it is belonging to that short-term crop loan which is not yet NPA. Whereas 7 lakh rupees needs to be fully provided for. Even though half of the amount is guaranteed by central government, still there is no exception when it comes to income recognition over here. Alright, so 5 lakh is correctly accounted. 5 lakh is correctly accounted. Okay. What could be the possible amount classified as NPA relating to the accounts with respect to observation regarding inclusion of interest income given below? 5 lakh relating to a short-term crop loan where installment was overdue for one crop season. This is not NPA. Alright. 7 lakh, I told you 3.5 lakh guaranteed by central government, not an NPA, but still income was fully provided for. And 3.5 lakh which is guaranteed by state government has state government guarantee, are not covered under exceptions to NPA. Alright, so that will obviously be an NPA. So 5 lakh is not NPA. And out of 7 lakh, 3.5 lakh which is guaranteed by central government is not NPA. Whereas 3.5 lakh which is guaranteed by state government, it is NPA. Alright. So the option is 3.5 lakh over here, which should be classified as NPA. I hope that you are looking at this video as the last video after your preparation, at least one studies, because I cannot go back and keep on revising all the concepts of NPA and stuff. Alright. Still, I'm giving a little brief wherever it is required. Now let us go ahead and look at the case study again. A 25-month-old NP account worth rupees 43 lakh was sold to an asset reconstruction company. Okay, so when it comes to sale of NPA, in case of Audit of Banks, it should be in the books. It should be in the books for at least 2 years, and here it is a 25-month-old NPA, so there is no problem at all if it is sold. All right, not a problem. Worth rupees 43 lakh net book value was sold to an asset reconstruction company for 45 lakhs. So there is 2 lakh surplus. Now it is clearly given in the module that when it comes to sale of NPA, if there is a surplus amount, then in that case, obviously, it will not be credited to P&L, whereas it needs to be kept as a reserve for future losses on sale of NPA. All right. Okay. The profit from above transaction was taken to P&L. So this is wrong. This shouldn't have happened. The above NPA was sold without recourse. Perfect. Don't come back to me. Once sold, there is no liability. Perfect. That is one of the condition for sale of NPA. And at cash basis only. All right. That is also properly followed. So this is fine. This is fine. This is okay. There is no non-compliance. But this transferring to P&L account was wrong. The auditors noticed a discrepancy in this transaction and has decided to report the same. Obviously, there is a discrepancy in the transaction over here that they took it to P&L account. So that is the discrepancy. What discrepancy auditor might have noticed. All right. Okay. Now let us go ahead. After completing the bank audit, JKL and Associates agreed to take up the following management, consultancy, and other services for one of the startup company based in Noida. Alright, first, setting up executive incentive plan and wage incentive plan, perfectly under management consultancy, not a problem. Price fixation and other management decision making matters, not a problem. Conducting a periodical audit and advisor for tax matters. Hello. When you conduct periodical audit and advisor for tax matters, that is not covered under management consultancy service. Alright. So it is considered as one of the service that we can provide, but not covered under the definition of management consultancy services. Mr. K, one of the partners of the firm, felt that providing the above services could result in professional misconduct. Hence, he resigned from the partnership and became a sole practitioner. One of the client of JKL and Associates came to know about the issue and they approached Mr. K to conduct statutory audit for the financial year. Mr. K took up the assignment without informing the previous firm. Annoyed by this, Mr. J filed a complaint to ICAI regarding the act of Mr. K. After inquiry, it was decided that Mr. K was guilty of professional misconduct. Obviously, when you resign from the firm and you open your own practice, and if you try to poach the clients of that firm, then there is an issue over there. All right. Okay. After this incident, Mr. K also decided to file a complaint against Mr. J. When he was thinking about a reason for the same, he remembered that Mr. J had entered into an agreement with two of his article clerks to pay stipend on an annual basis, while others were paid on monthly basis. You have to pay stipend on monthly basis, can't be annual basis. This is violation of CA regulations 1988. After inquiry, it was found that Mr. J was guilty of professional misconduct. So this KJ yes, are on an act of vengeance over here. Yes, alright. So K was also guilty, yes, for taking up these assignments, and J was also guilty of professional misconduct. But the point is where you will be held guilty. If, let us talk about this J who was paying stipend to that article on annual basis, violation of regulation 48 of the act, so you will be guilty under clause 1 part 2 second schedule for violating these sundry regulations. Correct. Guilty under clause 1 part 2 second schedule. Now Mr. K, he has taken up these assignments where he shouldn't have taken up these assignments, because he has not informed the previous firm. Correct. So previous firm were the statutory auditors over there, not informed the previous firm. Then in this case, he is guilty under multiple clauses. See, clause 8 part 1 first schedule. Alright. Then this assignment may also be a part of poaching activity. Then it could be clause 8 part 1 first schedule for not communicating with the previous auditor. Clause 6 part 1 first schedule, because there could be a poaching point over here. So let us see what are their questions. Being guilty of professional misconduct, which of the following punishment Mr. K will be subject to? Yes, removal of his name from the members register for a period of 6 months. For a period of 6 months, for part 1 first schedule, it is maximum 3 months period. Alright. Impose a penalty of ₹1,000. Oh. Removal of name from members register up to a period it thinks fit. things fit name, maximum removal can be for 3 months under part 1 first schedule. See, K is guilty under part 1 first schedule. Alright, so first punishment does not fit over there. Second punishment does not fit over there. Third punishment also cannot fit over there because maximum fine can be up to rupees 1 lakh over there. So impose a penalty of rupees 1000. So if they want to impose a penalty of rupees 1000, if the board of discipline wants to impose a penalty of rupees 1000, it is fine, because this is the only fine that can come under part 1 first schedule. What is the fine? What are the fines under part 1 first schedule? Fine, suspension up to 3 months, reprimanding the member, leaving them with the last warning, or suspension up to 3 months, or fine up to rupees 1 lakh rupees. Correct. Whereas under second schedule, what is second schedule fine? Yes, reprimanding the member, suspension up to any period as it thinks fit, and then fine up to rupees 5 lakh. So let us see over there. Being guilty of professional misconduct, which of the following punishment Mr. J will be subject to? Now Mr. J has been held guilty under second schedule. So penalty up to rupees 1 lakh, that's wrong. Alright. Then permanently name can be removed. Yes, that can be done, but let us look at the other points. Up to rupees 3 lakh, that is also wrong, because up to rupees 5 lakh can be done. Penalty of 6 lakh, that is also wrong. So this does not fit under the punishments of second schedule. This will not fit under the punishment of second schedule, and hence the only option that looks viable over here as per the options given in this point is removal his name from members register permanently. Alright, because at least that fits into within the legal provisions of second schedule punishment. Yes sir, yes sir. Alright, now look at this independent MCQs. Moon Limited is a company engaged in the manufacture of iron and steel bars. VP and associates are the statutory auditors of Moon Limited for the financial year 21-22. During the course of audit, CA Vikash, the engagement partner, found that company's financing arrangements have expired. Amount outstanding was payable on March 31, 2022. Alright. The company has been unable to renegotiate or obtain replacement financing and is considering filing for bankruptcy. My God. These events indicate a material uncertainty that may cast a significant doubt on the company's ability to continue as going concern. Okay, so there is a material uncertainty, MUGC. Now I have a video on YouTube. If you are not my student, about EOM, other matter, key audit matter, MUGC, where there is a separate video for these points. Alright, so you can go through that. And then there is a separate video on audit opinion also. So you can, if you have problems, you can go through that. Alright. These events indicate a material uncertainty that may cast a significant doubt on a company's ability to continue as going concern, and therefore it may be unable to realize its assets and discharge its liabilities in the normal course of business. The financial statements do not disclose the fact. Now, if there is a MUGC, material uncertainty over going concern, correct. If the financial statements disclose the fact, then we will give an unmodified opinion and we will report it in MUGC paragraph. Alright. However, if the financial statements do not disclose the facts at all, then it could be either qualified or adverse opinion. Why? Because there is a material misstatement which is not being rectified. Correct. So it could be either qualified or adverse opinion. Now the problem is that they have asked us to select between qualified or adverse. This is very critical. Everyone over here, now listen to me. If you go through the questions which are there in chapter 11 audit report, then how they have done, how they have given answers over there. Actually in practical life it will depend upon the auditor, either qualified or adverse. So if they had given the option either qualified or adverse, I would have gone for that. Correct. However, now we have to select. So what is the kind of thinking that they've applied in chapter 11 audit report? If there is a MUGC, which material uncertainty over going concern, which they haven't disclosed at all in the financial statements, notes to accounts, then they say that it could make it materially misleading. The whole financial statements could be materially misleading, and overall FS may be pervasively misleading, not only materially, pervasively misleading. So if they are not disclosing the facts, then in that case they are going for adverse opinion. However, if they are disclosing the facts but improperly disclosing the facts, that means some notes have been given but not properly given, then they are going for qualified opinion. You can see the answers over here. For 6th point, they went for adverse opinion. You see this? Yes sir. A very important tip to be noticed. Otherwise, in practical life, it would be either qualified or adverse as decided by the auditor. But if there is MUGC, normally we in our notes also we finish at either qualified or adverse. However, if you are not disclosing the facts, if the client is not at all disclosing the facts, it makes financial statements pervasively misleading, then adverse opinion. If client is disclosing the facts, but improperly disclosing the facts, then qualified opinion, because it is material but not pervasive. That is how you are going to approach this particular question. A very good question. All right. Question number 7. As per the quality review board, the term technical standards, the meaning of professional, ethical and technical standards remains the same. When you talk about peer review or quality review, it is similar meaning. So the term technical standards in the context of Chartered Accountants Rules 2006 includes which among the following? Accounting standards notified under Companies Act, obviously yes. Guidance note on accounting and auditing issued by CA, issued by the council, it should be. ICDS, the tax audit is a completely different thing only. Then notification directions issued by RBI, SEBI and other issued by the council of the ICAI. So as of now, only this point, accounting standards notified under Companies Act, seems to be logical, because that is correct. All right, others are anyways technically not fitting over here. Point number 8. Which among the following are the skills to be possessed by Messrs. ABC and Associates as forensic auditor? If you want to be the forensic auditor, you cannot just have these skills. The most important skill that you need to have is the knowledge of criminology and evidence gathering. So you can see the answers, you can tally it over here. Okay, because you need to find out forensic evidence which can be presented in front of the court of law. All right. Yes sir, yes sir. Okay. Match the following terms to their definition. Such kind of MCQs are asked. Thank your parents for the timing. All right. Accounting estimates, approximation of a monetary amount. Estimation uncertainty, basically the uncertainty involved in the estimates. All right. So there cannot be a complete accuracy when you are estimating the estimates. All right. So everyone over here, for management, uncertainty, inherent lack of precision. By default, there is a lack of accuracy when it comes to accounting estimates. All right. Then management bias. Third, management bias. Bias means you are not neutral, so lack of neutrality. And now only this is remaining. Measurement objectives for fair value accounting estimate. So fair valuation is basically valuation of investments and stuff. To forecast the outcome of one or more transactions, events or condition. That is fair valuation, correct? All right. So we are done with these MCQs. When it comes to the descriptive questions, let me quickly give you the points on descriptive questions. Standards in auditing, statements and guidance notes. So the standards part, descriptive questions. All right. So everyone over here, this question is about EQCR. What are the responsibilities of EQCR? And the question is asking you a specific concept. Can EQCR review the engagement quality control reviewer? We studied this concept in essay 220 in great details. So can the engagement quality control reviewer review the independence of the engagement partner and the team? All right. Can that be done? Yes, that can very well be done. If the engagement partner denies the documentation of independence to be shown to EQCR, then there is a problem. All right. EQCR can say, I'm not going to sign off the review, and then the audit report cannot be signed, because unless and until EQCR completes the review, audit report cannot be signed. In fact, this is the module question also. Next, look at this. Significant difficulties encountered during the course of audit. In this concept is there in essay 260, communicating matters with those charged with governance. All right. So when we are communicating matters with TCWG, there are so many matters. One of them is significant difficulties encountered during the course of audit. So this is like whatever limitations management have created, delay by the management not allowing you access to some data. These are difficulties encountered, practical difficulties that you have faced, that you will communicate with TCWG. It's a detailed point. All right. I'm just giving you a brief over here. Okay. CA Abhinandan is an auditor of KM Private Limited. During the course of audit, Abhinandan becomes aware of information concerning an instance of non-compliance or suspected non-compliance with laws and regulations. Being a senior partner, guide him regarding the audit procedures to be followed when a suspected non-compliance is identified. All right, this is a very specific point in SA 250. Fortunately for the students who are not my students or I have bumped into this video and now are attached to this video, SA 250 is also there on my YouTube channel, so you can get the notes of SA 250 also. So yes, this is a very specific point. When non-compliance is identified or suspected, what are the procedures to be followed? Then identify the sources of misstatements. SA 450 question, the sources of misstatements. All right. So misstatements arising out of compilation, misstatements arising out of some clerical errors, misstatements where some facts have been overlooked. All right, because that is why the misstatements happen. No, misstatements occur. Sources of misstatements. All right. Then what are the factors that may warrant a retest of controls? This question is from SA 330, where you may, what are the factors that may make you feel that the controls need to be retested? Basically MACD, when there are manual controls or when there are changes in controls or when there are deviations, deficiencies identified in the past audits, then in that case we may want to retest the controls. All right, so we have discussed these things for the students who have attended my lectures. Yes, this is SA 220, 260. So this one 250, this one SA 450, sources of misstatements, and over here this one is your SA 330, retesting of controls. All right, now next, risk assessment and internal control. Name the key steps and phrases involved in risk-based audit. I always said that it is important. What is risk-based audit? Risk assessment and then response to that risk and then reporting accordingly. And then they want you to elaborate the risk assessment phase. That means the risk assessment procedure that we perform. All right, okay. Special aspects of auditing in an automated environment. Briefly discuss the meaning of data analytics and give examples where auditor can apply data analytics. See, in audit in automated environment, there are 10 to 12 questions that can be asked, and I've already given a short video on that to my in-house students. I think that is not available openly on YouTube. Sorry for that, but because few things, I cannot give the whole course on YouTube. All right, so auditing in automated environment, we already have discussed a very short video and to the point notes. This is for my students, and for others you can obviously, I know that in your notes wherever you have studied, you would have been given some content on data analytics and examples where you can apply the concepts of data analytics. All right, okay. Then look at this company audit. Now in company audit, the biggest mistake that students commit, they think that they will be asked questions on section 139 to 148 of Companies Act only. That's not the case. You can be asked questions on section 139 to 148. That's fine, but they can 139 to 148. They can put up questions on 123 to 127, which is dividend declaration. Then there are sections 129, 132, 130, 131 also, which they have put up. All right, then there is some one paragraph on schedule 3. Then there is audit of LLP in the last couple of pages, yes, in the module that you have over there. So look at this. AMC LLP is a newly set up LLP. The operations of LLP have been picking up and management is currently in the process of setting up processes and procedures. As per understanding of management of LLP, its accounts would not be required to be audited mandatory because of its operations, but still the management has decided that they would want to get their accounts voluntarily audited. Management would like to understand some of the aspects which they should consider, not only limited to audit but also about the maintenance of books of accounts. Please advise. Basically they have asked you that full topic of audit of LLP, apart from the requirement part of getting the accounts audited, the technical part. They've asked you about their books of accounts of LLP and auditor's duty in that regard. And so they've asked you this audit of LLP last couple of pages of the module, which are usually ignored by the students, and they are shocked that, oh my god, there is something like this also in the module. All right, finally they put up a question on audit of LLP at final C level, and my students, in-house students, already have a video on audit of LLP. All right, question number 15 is on Caro 2020. As I told you, you can see, look at this question only when you are done with Caro. I told you for Caro, I already have a separate video on Caro, and you will realize that you will be able to do this properly, not a problem. All right, okay. So basically this point is on revaluation of the asset, yeah, and then over here the cash credit limits that have been taken, the borrowings part and the utilization of that. So we are very clear that there are specific clauses of Caro on this, but if I take up this discussion right now, it goes to another level only. So you see Caro 2020, and I guarantee after that automatically you will be able to solve this. All right. Okay. Question number 16A on audit report. You have to draft an opinion paragraph and a basis of opinion paragraph based upon this particular situation, how it will be incorporated in your independent auditor's report. So you can solve this after looking at my opinion video. I do not think that there will be any issue over here. All right. Then what is auditor's responsibility to report a key audit matter when there are for which there are no relevant disclosures in the financial statements. All right. So boss, if there are no relevant disclosures in the financial statements, then that may have an impact on my audit opinion. I may give a modified opinion, then give a reference to key audit matter. That is one way of looking at these things. All right. And apart from when we are drafting key audit matters, we are supposed to give cross references to where the disclosures can be found in the financial statements. But there can be key audit matters where we are not talking about some notes to accounts of financial statements, and we are talking about something else. So basically they want you to give them the guidance about the drafting part of key audit matter. Next, what should be the placement of key audit matters section in the auditor's report? The placement is flexible when it comes to key audit matters. Obviously it cannot be the first paragraph, because that is our opinion and basis for opinion paragraph. After that we have MUGC paragraph if there is a material uncertainty or going concern. After that we can have key audit matter paragraph in the audit report. All right. Audit committee and corporate governance, be careful over here. Look at this. Adinath and Associates have been appointed as statutory auditor of Shikhar Limited. Shikhar Limited enters into frequent business transactions with entities belonging to promoter and promoter group related party disclosures. The company is a listed entity and has to submit a compliance certificate to the stock exchange. The auditor seeks your guidance on the disclosure requirements in respect of related party transactions. So if you go to my audit committee notes, you will find a separate discussion on that regarding the disclosures of related party transactions and the compliance report which needs to be submitted. All right, and the timelines for that. You just type Control F related party and you will find the points and properly explained over there. SEBI LODR the boss. When it comes to audit committee and corporate governance, there is one set of notes which I've already created. You go to that, you prepare well for that. I've also given my video and that is available for free viewing in the study material section of the app. You go through that, you do it, and you will be done with the topic. All right, this is just one part that they have asked. They can ask some other parts also. All right, I've also highlighted the areas which are important for audit committee and corporate governance. Now, audit of banks over here, internal control system in the area of credit card operations of the bank. A very basic answer about the credit card operations. All right, a very basic module question that they have picked up over here. Audit of insurance company. See, basically whatever are the module questions copy pasted, students would have gone through that. So unnecessarily, I'm not expanding on the discussions over here. All right, we have discussed this in the class also. Audit of an insurance company. What are the verification procedures for outstanding premium and agent balance? Again, just just an audit checklist kind of answer also there in our discussion. Audit under fiscal laws. All right. Applicability of ICDS. So ICDS is normally ignored. I have given that as the last note in my tax audit notes, that ICDS, please refer the applicability from your income tax act. All right, so they see this particular point. They are not trying to question you on your knowledge of 3CD. So we have this thing that they will question only on 3CD, but look at this, they have just questioned on applicability of ICDS. They can basically pick up any income tax concept and put it over here when it comes to audit under fiscal laws. All right, but if you go through my notes and stuff, you will exactly understand what are the areas to be focused upon. Audit of PSU. Audit of PSU. This is a module illustration question which they have just copy pasted. So you are conducting audit of a state electricity distribution company to ascertain these things. All right. So what kind of audit is? Basically, this is a performance audit. All right, and briefly discuss the steps suggested to the auditors for planning such an audit. So anyways, this is there in our question bank also. You would have done it if you have done from the module. You would have seen the module illustration. So basically this is performance audit, and what are the steps to perform that performance audit. That is the point over here. Then internal management and operational audit. This is section 138 of Companies Act 2013 regarding the appointment of internal auditor. So you have to find out whether internal audit is applicable or not. So basically section 138, just revise those numerical limits and you are done over here to solve this particular question. Due diligence, investigation and forensic audit. Look at this. Seema said that there is nothing new in the Nothing new in this, as ultimately forensic audit is also like other audits, so give them a difference between the forensic audit and other audit. Yes, all right, okay. Professional ethics chapter. Yes, everyone would like to solve this particular question, so let us go through this because this can be practically done very quickly. Question number 24a. Mr. Avi, a newly qualified chartered accountant, started his practice and sought clients through telephone calls from his family and friends, almost all of them employed in one or the other retail trade business. My god, this Avi should be hanged straight away over here itself. One of his friends, Mr. Ravi, gave him an idea to start online services and give stock certification to traders with cash credit limit in bank. Mr. Ravi started a website with colorful, catchy designs. Color is not a problem. Shared the website address on all social media posts. My god, already clause 6, 7, part 1, first schedule, everything is coming into picture over here. And tagged 40 traders of his local community with captions simple online stock certification services. Besides, Mr. Avi entered into an agreement with digital marketer to give him 8% commission on each service procured through him. So this is a complete violation of clause 6 part 1 first schedule, where he is trying to source the client through all the unacceptable means. All right, okay sir, can we write reference of clause 7 also? See, clause 7, he is not trying to highlight his professional attainments or stuff, but still some students may say that he is saying that simple online stock certification service. He is using catchy names to get the clients. That is wrong. But clause 7, if you give an additional reference, okay, but clause 6, if you forget, then there is a problem over here. Yeah, so you will see that in the answer also. Some students will say, sir, since there are too many wrongful means adopted, can we also give a reference of clause 5 part 1 first schedule? Possible, that is also good reference to be given, but clause 6 is the main reference over here. CA Sheetal is contesting Central Council elections, engages his article assistant for campaigning, promising him that he will come in contact with influential people. CA Sheetal, you are guilty using the article assistant for services other than articleship. I was waiting for such kind of bold questions to be asked. Alright, Institute was not asking such questions and I was irritated with that. But I am very happy that finally they've asked this particular question. Yes. So you can see over there. Oh no, I want you to see that particular answer reference what they have used, because they have given it in other misconduct if you are using services of article for other than articleship. Alright, but it is also violation of the council code, so you can use clause 1 part 2 second schedule also. But look at this, they have used the reference of other misconduct, clause 2 part 4 first schedule, where you are bringing disrepute to the profession. In fact, over there, that is an example, we have discussed it in the module, and I exactly made you write this thing that if a chartered accountant is using the services of article for purposes other than article training, correct? So we wrote this, for council elections it cannot be done. Alright, then short note on eligibility or to be a reviewer in case of peer review. Basically, they are trying to test the whole knowledge of that amended peer review statement. Alright. Reporting in case parent company's auditor is not the auditor of all its components. This is from audit of CFS. If you are the parent company's auditor but not the auditor of all the components, then SA 600 comes into picture, correct? Relationship between the parent company auditor and the other auditor. Then relationship between overall audit strategy and audit plan, chapter number 2, overall audit strategy, audit plan. I try to explain this with all my heart in SA 300, planning and audit of financial statement. Yeah, so strategy is something that is established before the development of audit plan. Audit plan is more detailed than audit strategy, not necessary that they are sequential processes. So for explaining this, you are going to get the points. Sir, do they ask such questions of short note? See, it's not like they will ask this one-liner short note questions, all right, but they may just put up case studies based upon such points, all right, and then they will ask you this last line as a theory question. So yes, you should prepare this content for sure, but overall not a very difficult RTP that they have put up over here. If there is any issue, if there is any doubt, if there is any confusion with respect to any answer, any amendment, then you can use the chat box of the app. For my in-house students, I have already given a WhatsApp doubt solving helpline number to you. For other students, there is the chat box of the app that you can use. All right. Okay. So that's it. All the best for your exams. Lots of updates and stuff coming up for May 22 students. So stay connected. Thank you so much. For MCQs, sorry, just forgot, for MCQs, I've already taken one free YouTube session which was live, but the recorded video of that I've uploaded on my app, and there is some infrastructure cost of that. So that is the reason that it is available at a mere price of rupees 249 for the students who want to see that particular MCQ video. It is a 4-hour video along with notes, where your whole MCQ book, that is Jan 22 MCQ book, has been sorted with explanations. All right, that's the only thing that I wanted to say. Yes, all the best. I will not waste your more time now. I hope that this video was compressed and useful for you. Thank you so much.